Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a CaitVi Listener by me, so let's get into it. The Kiramin estate was quiet. It was the kind of quiet that felt unnatural, with human Vi around, like something was wrong. You had just returned from a morning walk with Caitlyn, hand in hand, soft laughter lingering between you, when the silence settled over you like a weight. Caitlyn noticed it too. Her sharp blue eyes flickered toward the hall. That's strange. Shouldn't Vi be up by now? He frowned. Maybe she's just sleeping. You know. Caitlyn wasn't convinced. Vi, no matter what day it is, used to wake up shortly after the two of you, and it worried you that she might be sick. The door was slightly ajar, and the moment you stepped inside, you froze. Vi was sitting on the edge of the bed, hunched over, her hands covering her face. Her shoulders shook, and that's when you noticed she was crying. Your heart clenched. Vi was never like this. She was all grins and cocky smirks, quick-witted remarks and unshakable confidence. Seeing her like this, so raw and so vulnerable, felt like a punch to the gut. Caitlyn inhaled sharply beside you, her hand tightening around yours. Why? Vi jolted, her head snapping up. Her red-rimmed eyes widened, and she quickly wiped at her face, trying to compose herself. Shit. Didn't hear you guys come in, she muttered, sniveling. And he stepped forward cautiously. Vi? What's wrong? She shook her head, forcing a weak grin. Nothing, She let out a shaky breath, running a hand through her messy pink hair. It's stupid. Caitlyn sat beside her immediately, placing a gentle hand on her knee. It's not stupid if it's making you cry. Vi huffed, but her usual fire was gone. It's just, I had a dream. You know, I was thinking about it even more. It was about Vander and Powder, about everything. It felt so real, you know? Like I was right back there. Like I could still fix it. Your chest tightened. I hardly ever talked about Vander, or Powder, or the pain she carried. You reached for her hand, lacing your fingers with hers. Vi. She swallowed hard, her gaze dropping to your joined hands. And then I woke up. They were gone. Again. It just hit me. Her voice was so fragile, so unlike her, and Caitlyn's fingers traced soft circles on Vi's knee. Vi exhaled shakily, shaking her head. I know it's dumb. I know I can't change the past. But it hurts sometimes. You and Caitlyn exchanged a look before wrapping your arms around her at the same time, and Vi stiffened for half a second before melting into your embrace, her body trembling against yours. And she let herself close her eyes, trying to breathe. She was tired. She was tired of keeping it all in, of having to think about all of this alone, of feeling like the world just would never understand her pain. You may have not been there. You may not know how it feels like inside her heart. But at the very least, the two of you are willing to listen. The two of you are willing to be there for her, in any way that you can. And that's something she's eternally grateful for. You pressed a kiss to her temple. You don't have to carry this alone. Alright? You've got you. You're not alone anymore, Vi. Caitlyn nodded, her voice gentle. We're here. Always. And don't you dare call things like that stupid again. It hurts. I understand why you're hurting. What it means like to feel like you could have done something and you didn't. But it's alright. It's not your fault. It's not, Vi. Caitlyn said firmly, squeezing her hand, because she knew Vi needed to hear that. She needed to know that it's not her fault. It's not always her fault. She would always blame herself for everything. For the way Powder turned out to be. For creating Jinx, even though she was only a child at the time. She didn't know. And Caitlyn knew that. Caitlyn saw how good she was, how much she loved, and you saw it too. You just needed Vi to see things your way. And if she couldn't do that now, then at the very least, you'd have to tell her. As many times as you had to, until she could finally see it for herself. And for the first time, Violet herself be held and be seen for what she is and how much she's hurting. And you would never see her as a burden for doing so. You would reaffirm her in every way. And in this moment she felt utterly loved in every way possible. And you and Caitlyn looked at each other for just a brief moment, because you knew you had a lot of work to do. You can't leave Vi like this. And this is probably the first of many times. Many times you have not seen that she tried to hide from you. But you couldn't let her hide any longer. Not anymore. Not when you could help her. Hold her. And tell her that she won't have to be alone. She can't carry all of this. And that's alright. Because that's why the two of you were there. And for the rest of the day, you stayed with her, making sure to be there, and to show her your love and affection in every way possible. Because right now, that's what she needed most, more than anything else in the world.